I think that the victories won by the Jehovah's Witnesses in the Supreme Court over the last 50 years have benefited a myriad of groups, environmentalists, feminists, gay rights groups, people who have articulated an initially unpopular message and been protected in the articulation of that message by victories which the witnesses won. Is it ironic that some of those groups may be antithetical in their worldview to what the witnesses hold as their own worldview? Not particularly. At one level of abstraction, yes, it's strange that victories won by the Jehovah's Witnesses might later on protect groups with whom they disagree. But if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, what you're talking about is a succession of unpopular groups and unpopular messages that for 50 years have vied for public attention and want only to be communicated, want only to have their hearing. That the witnesses were one of those unpopular groups, that they were one of the first and one of the most aggressive. There's no irony in that. That's the way the system is supposed to work. I think it's only ironic that you see a conflict between the witnesses and, for instance, gay rights advocates who might have benefited by the decisions that the witnesses helped to bring about in the 1930s and 40s. The irony that the witnesses might disagree with their lifestyle is at the end of the game, I think, only really superficial. You know, that Voltaire notion that we disagree with what you say, but defend to the death your right to say it, is really what permeates and informs this discussion. The notion is that once you commit yourself to the marketplace of ideas, once you commit yourself to the idea that every notion deserves a hearing and will rise or fall on its merits in a field of contesting ideas seeking truth, if you believe that, and I believe that, then it's not ironic at all that a group that has a message that is antithetical to another group might incidentally, through the operation of law, help the others to articulate it. It's about the message. It's about the articulation less than the content. The law protects the delivery of the message. The public judges its validity, its truth, and whether or not to accept it or reconcile it to, the collection of discarded ideas. The point is it gets its hearing. The witnesses have a worldview, and they've articulated that worldview against some serious opposition. The fact is that other groups now have worldviews that face serious opposition too. And the fact that the witnesses have laid groundwork for a legal structure, for a system of rights, in which the unpopularity of one's message isn't reason to suppress it, but all the more reason for the courts to recognize the need to defend its articulation, is really one of the beauties of the system.